Hey guys, this is AntCap24 coming back with another video in the Team Scheme series. Today we're going to continue with the Cleveland Browns playbook, and we're going to look at a gun formation called Gun Bunch Offset. And today I'm going to go ahead and show you this formation against man coverage only. And we're going to come back with another video to show you how to beat the different zones and whatnot. But we're just going to focus on just man coverage because I don't want this video to get too lengthy and kind of stay with just one mindset here as we go ahead and break this down. Now, there's a couple reasons why I like this formation, and we're going to go get with that, but I want to show you the plays, and then at the end of the video I'll show you what you can do with it and kind of, you know, if this is your thing, kind of a little bit of it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change our packages. We're going to go ahead, and if you look on the bottom, we're going to change the package to strong tight, and I'm just going to take my running back out of here just because I want to make sure that I have my right guy in there. Alright, so here's the setup, and the first play we're going to look at is the PA read. First thing I like about PA read is the fact that it is in my audibles. So if you look at the audibles, it's the bottom audible, and basically go ahead and pick it here. And here's the play, and we're going to start off breaking things down simply, and then we're going to go into a little bit more as we go. The first thing I want to do is on this against man coverage is we're going to put the X receiver on a streak, and we're going to block our running back. It's optional to do the running back. I prefer to do it because I think I can get the pass off quicker if there's any type of blitz, but at the same time, if you want the play action, it's there for you. The first guy we're going to look at is the A receiver. Watch how he beats the coverage right over the middle like that. He basically gets a nice ability to break coverage, and I'll back this up here. One-on-one, he basically will win that matchup every time. The angle is there. That's just going to be a simple beater. You'll see here just for, again, he beats him inside, and you're throwing that. Okay, let's just get out of bounds. All right. So the second one you're going to look at here is the outside, this guy right here, which is going to be your number one receiver. He's the one that you put in the inside. He's going to take on, in most cases, a linebacker. The reason why it does a linebacker is because when you changed the package, it still shows up when they look at it as 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He's in the tight end spot. We changed it to the strong tight. It's not like you put him in a different position, but that's what they're going to read. So most likely they're going to come in their nickels, something with 2 tight. When you see that, man coverage goes on a linebacker there. So watch the RB here as it goes against a linebacker. And even though it's a good linebacker here, watch. Oh, I didn't get the protection there because I wasn't paying attention. But watch how he goes ahead and beats that linebacker on the cut up. Right? And now you've got the ability to go all the way down the field. That's A.J. Hawk right there. It does beat cornerbacks if you do a dime formation, but most of the time this is going to go against that. If I'm going to be reading it, it's part of my audibles. I'm going to go ahead and run that play when I see that there's 2 linebackers on the middle of the field. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm looking at and rinse and replay here. First thing I'm looking at is I'm counting this guy and this guy. Is it 2 linebackers? Most of the time, if that's the case, that one of those linebackers is going to be on Jones in a man coverage. Now, watch this receiver right here. What he's going to do is he's going to take the inside release. He's going to end up doing a post pattern. He's going to, once he's the deepest man down the field, he takes that guy over. See that free safety? Kind of goes towards his direction, keeps him away from this player, right? So see how he started off here, and he has to go inside, inside, inside. He's got to respect that. He's driving that guy away as the skill ball gets thrown and gets that ability to go up the field. So that's basically how we run this play without doing any motion. Now, another way we want to run it is basically go ahead and do the same thing with your running back and your player. We can move this guy over to the left. We're going to change his angle. But what I like about this is you're going to have a lot more free space to throw this ball over the top, like a lob pass, over that guy's head. It's the same thing that we were showing you before with the free safety. The free safety actually goes even a little bit further due to the fact that there's absolutely no threat now. So if you see him, he is now going a lot further. See how he's going past the hash marks? Because this guy was no threat to him at the time. He's way over here. So that gives you even more room to throw the ball. And you lob the ball over that linebacker's head for the ability to make that work. Okay, so that's the second way you can beat it with this play. And the third way I'm going to show you is move this guy over to the right now, and you can use that line, the out of bounds as kind of a bumper for him to go up the field. The reason why I like throwing it like this as well is we're going to set this up in some other plays with that motion out, and now they're not going to know which play it is. All right, so basically you move him over to the right. Now he's going to do this. He goes up the field, and you're throwing it just like that, and he beats him down the sideline as well. So, like I said before, a lot of the reasons why you're going to get the mismatch is because when you change the package, they're going to see 3 wide receivers. They're going to go most likely in a nickel if they're going to match up, and you can be able to do it now. So all I like to do is I like to move this guy over, get them thinking it's that way, and then go ahead and come back to this B receiver. I mean the A receiver, my bad. On this side, and now you've got both sides to work out. They can't cover both sides manually, right? So you got that side and that side on the same type motion, right? So that's basically 4 ways that PA Reed can break down man coverage. Now let me go ahead and show you the Y trail. The Y trail to me is it's great in this formation because of the fact that when we do that formation sub and put the strong tight formation, the Y trail is going to actually be your #1 receiver. All right, so let's go ahead and look at that now. Let's go into man coverage again. And the first thing we want to do is basically we run it a couple different ways. You can run it stock. You know, if you run it stock, you've run this before, not a big deal. He beats the guy over the middle. And with this running stock, you can see that this goes a little bit further down the field than normal. Because of the way the angle is on a tight end. So you can see that you catch this ball, I'm going to run it again. Basically, you're looking at about 20 yards down the field if you just run it that way. But that's how it's stocked. But I'm going to show you different ways to kind of keep your opponent guessing of what you're doing here. So the first thing I do is I like to have 2 options a lot of times. So I want to move this B receiver to the left. By moving that B receiver to the left, he's going to beat man coverage on the corner, but you also have the ability to beat man coverage on the right side. So now they have to cover both sides to beat man coverage. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure that the X does not get anywhere near that B receiver on his thing, so I'm putting him on a smoke screen. Okay, so I put him there, and that will help if you read the coverage wrong, but basically that'll be the cover 2 as well if you do it that way. So you leave it that way, and I'm going to put the A receiver on a flat. Okay, so that way you've got 2 man beaters and you don't have anybody in their way to get them slowed up. So the first way I'm going to look at it here, and basically going to hit the RB right up to the middle, and then I'll show you how you can also hit the guy on the left hand side using the same motion and the same setup once he gets off of his break, and you're throwing it right there. Now, if you notice what I did there, I kind of quick hiked it, and if you follow the guy covering the B receiver. When he goes over there, he's going to stop right about there. That's when you want to hike it so that he doesn't get that jam. Okay? Now, if you let him go, and I'm going to show you as he covers him, watch him if you let him settle. I'll put the X on a smoke screen. So, see, you want to hike it there. If you let him go over there, now he's going to do the jam on you. When he does the jam, you can still beat it, but you can see that sometimes it takes a little bit longer to beat it because of it. Just want to make sure that I point that out to you so you know you have a plan in mind of how you want to run it. Okay, so that's the first way to do it. You have it both ways, right? The second way is basically doing what we did before, where I want to put this guy to the right-hand side. Now watch, he doesn't change. He goes to that Y trail route there, the trail route, which is really nice because now he's still going against the linebacker, 1. And 2, we were able to kind of get him forgotten because if you look at it, that's what the screen most of the time you see. So that guy kind of comes out of nowhere and beats that man. What we also want to do when we motion to right, I also like to put the B on a drag, and I like to put the A on a flat. And the reason why I do that, and it's I've practiced this play over and over again, so I want to give you the right way to do it. By running that combination, those guys don't hit each other, and you have a free release. Okay, that's the only reason why we do it. And the other way you see it, those guys can hit each other and kind of get in the way where their defenders on the A and the B get in the way of the RB. So this way they don't, right? So you go ahead and throw this here, and now you're throwing it right there. So another way. So before, when we moved the guy out to the right, we're putting him on a wheel. So once we start doing that wheel a little bit, they're going to start playing with the free safety, worrying about him there. And now you come back with this. You've got that ability to beat, and obviously that's a flat throw. You don't want to throw it pass lead him up because of that strong safety will be right there. Now the other way you can also do it is if you do the same thing, you move this guy over and you put the A on a flat. Keep the B route on that route. That route will beat man coverage, especially if you have a better receiver than that guy. But it gives you that opportunity basically to work on that B receiver here on that in cut too. Okay, so basically what I like to do at that point is I usually don't leave the trail there. I'll take this guy here, move him out, and put this guy on a streak, put the A on a flat, and kind of work it that way to where the B who beats him on the inside as that option as well. So those are a couple of other plays to beat man right there. Then what we also could do go ahead is go into a couple other plays and kind of use this motion from the left receiver all the way to the right to kind of really keep them off their game here. So let's go ahead and look at a different play in this right here, and I want to look at the bunch curl. What I like to do here is once we get all the attention on the other two guys, come back to this where I move this guy over. He has nothing to do with the play. I can put him on anything I want, but I'll leave him on that just so that we have that ability to get just the clearance. And that A route now is going to kill man coverage once it gets off of it. See, that time he got bumped pretty good. Normally he has more of a free release, but even once he gets bumped, as soon as he gets done with it, he'll beat the man coverage. So let's go ahead here, show it again. See how this time he got inside and kills it in there. That sharp cut basically is impossible to cover unless you're using it, right? So that's how we do it on the bunch curl. Then we come back with the PA dig fork play. And what I like about this play is, again, we're just looking at man beaters today. Right. We do kind of the same thing. Let's pick our play here. Where I'm going to take this RB and pretend like he's going out again. So now, the reason why, right now, if you look at him, he is, let me reset this again. If you look at him now, he's on the blue route. What I'm going to do is put him on a slant, move him over. And now I'm going to have two different man beaters. I got the slant across there, but the real guy that I'm looking at is the A route, right? The X will also beat man if basically those two routes get covered for some reason. The X will also beat man, but my main route is I'm looking for the RB first on the slant, just because it's going to be the easier throw, than the A on the secondary. Okay, so basically going here is the RB here. It is. I'm throwing it there, right? Let's get down. But the real guy that I'm really looking for is the A route here, which is the quarter route. As you can see, I'm also taking my running back and I'm putting him on a block. And you see him get out here, and once he makes his cut, you're throwing him out to the sideline, right? So just a quarter route out of the bunch, but the real thing is you really want them to just not know what's coming out of this formation because you've got a lot of different things that are beating them. That's basically the PA fork play. Then you can sneak in the Verts halfback under. Let's go ahead and look at that here now. And it's your typical like 4 verticals play with the wheel routes, but I do it the same exact way before. Block your tight end, block your running back, move this guy over. Now, I'm going to sneak in, trying to get the A route here. After they see it all here, you know, the A is going to beat man coverage right there. But when you get their eyes working to the right-hand side, trying to stop that initial wheel route, then you're going to be able to come back with that. Now, there's also times we can sneak in this wheel route here to beat this guy here initially. You can kind of throw it right there against the linebacker, especially if he doesn't totally set his feet as linebacker does. So if you see it again, you can go ahead and move this guy over. If the guy doesn't get over right away, just quick pass it. All right. If the guy does get right away, then you can do it like I did before, where see how he went over here? He's going to kind of stop right there. He's not totally over yet. And then, see, that time he gave a little bit, and we kind of go over the top with it. But that's not exactly the throw we're looking for on that. If he's not open initially, we're going to go to the A route across the middle. Okay? So basically, that's the Verts halfback under play. We're going to look at a few more plays here. The bunch drive is the next play. Now, this has a really unique route by that middle player, your number one receiver on the bunch. Let's go ahead and look at it here. Bunch drive. And what I do on this play is just block my running back. That's it. It's a really great stock play besides that. But if you look at that RB, see how he takes that initial release? That's going to kill man coverage because it's unbumpable. Or if he gets a little hand on it, he gets by it. But watch. Through here, and see how it just does that sharp cut, and you're off to the races there. So it's definitely one of those plays that after you've done all the motion, you can definitely come back to this play and show them that, you know, they're waiting for the motion now, and then you kind of quick hike it on them when they're thinking about the motion, and by the time they realize that you haven't motioned, that RB is already out to the races. Again, like I said before, he is working on a linebacker, and the linebacker's lined up on the inside of him. You know, if you see him right there, there's no way he's going to be able to get to that ball. Okay, so that's another play we're going to work against man coverage. And then another play that I like to run, and let me see if it's in the audibles here. No, okay. That I like to run a lot of times inside the 5, or just to get some quick yardage. And it's going to be called, where is it here? The deep dig play. And all I do on this play against man coverage is block your running back. And if you look at the RB's route, all I'm going to do is I'm going to bullet pass it and pass lead down. Right there. Okay? By the time anybody can react to it, it's a quick 4 to 5 yards. It's quite annoying. Right there. You want to make sure that your guy has a high catch and traffic rating. But you can see that play right there is a great inside the 5 play. And you're just throwing that. And obviously that can get quite annoying when they're trying to cover everything else, especially if they're any type of safety users, because they're not going to be able to do it. If they're a man user, then obviously what we can also do is, if say they jump this, the B route does beat man coverage after it goes through its route right there, and that's your fail-safe route. So don't panic when the guy jumps it. Just wait for the B to clear, and you're good to go. All right, so the last play, I'm going to run it 3 different ways, but I also like to throw this in because it's kind of fun, is the halfback cross screen. And what I like to do with this play is do a makeshift screen against man coverage. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the X receiver, we're going to drag him, and then we're going to take the Y receiver and wheel him to the left. And then basically just take the RB and streak him so we can just clear everything out. And what we're trying to do is basically, as long as your X receiver is good enough to have some speed to get off of this drag and beat this guy, it's going to be a nice play here. And you got your setup blockers, and you get to the outside, right? So that's the first way. There's no telltale about it, right? The second way We're going to go have some fun. Put the RB on a streak. We're going to move him to the right, just like we were doing before. So now everybody's looking to the right. And do the same exact thing you were doing before with the Y wheel, the X on the drag. Just a different look. So now everybody's looking to the right because we beat them on that wheel route already with that white receiver. And we're doing the same thing again. Throw it right there. And now we've got our blockers. And get our yardage there and see if we get some extra yards. Now, once they've seen that, we can also block our running back. And that's it. And if you see here that now we're taking the running back just for an extra blocker, but this RB receiver is like a sure 3 yards when it comes to short yardage play against man coverage. Throw it here, he beats that guy right off there, and now you've got that right there. So you can go back on it. So, you know, if you wanted to quick hike it, you know, basically huddle up after the screen, come back to it, they're thinking it's going to be a screen, you just do this real quick throw, and you got yourself some yardage and whatever you can get afterwards. So just another easy man beater, and by putting the running back on a block, it just helps you a little bit on the protection. Oh, that time the guy jumped off of him. It helps you a little bit on the protection, and basically allows you to, you know, get that extra yardage that you need. So this is the man beaters on this gun bunch offset, but what I really wanted to introduce to you with this, and we're going to get into some other things later with it, is the ability to audible from this formation to any formation that has 3 wide receivers, even though we have 4. And what it ends up doing, it gets kind of glitchy to where, let's take something under center. Single back wide trips. Put your number 1 wide receiver at tight end. Alright, I mean, it's a matchup nightmare. You go from there, you can go to pistol wide trips. He's still at the tight end position. If you flip it, he's still at the wide receiver position. Alright, your number 1 guy. If you want to go to tight doubles, he's right there at the tight end position. Basically anything that is a 3, because it reads, this gun bunch offset reads him as a tight end, even though it's not a tight end because you switched it out. It reads him as a tight end, so you basically could get him on any formation that has 3 on this and put him as a tight end. You know, that's something that obviously some people will use to their advantage in order to, you know, you're playing online games, it's just about winning. You know, I played a lot of sim setups, so I usually don't use this, but I figured it's something to at least bring to your attention. Something like this with a tight end right there. I mean, going against a linebacker, I mean, that's just going to be endless possibilities, only because of the fact that once they start seeing that he's there, it's really going to give them some headaches. That's the only person that they're going to key on. Trust me, it's going to be one of those deals like, oh gosh, he's in the tight end spot again, you know, and then it's going to open up other things that you want, you know, because right now he's on the tight end spot, he's going slant against, you know, a linebacker. It's just, you know, something that kills it. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention on this formation. We'll get into how to beat zones with it very soon and come out with that video. But until then, appreciate you guys following it.